Welcome to the 16-ounce Cinema Podcast.
Hello and welcome to 16-ounce Cinema, where we drink pints and talk pictures. I'm TJ Pendragon, evil wizard of the North. I'm here with Angus.
I'm the amazing Angus who is good at sorcerer.
He's got a sword.
And amazingness.
I'm amazing sword man Angus.
Yeah, I like that.
Michael is with us as well.
Michael is the great Tsar Mikhail. That's who I am.
And as you probably didn't guess from our nicknames, our theme this week is sword and sorcery. To be clear, that's not sword and sandals. Magic is a requirement this week. Before we get to that, though, well, first of all, I'd like to say you may have noticed we have a new logo. That's thanks to Angus's wife, Jessie. I just wanted to give her a little thank you on the episode.
Don't say her name.
She doesn't listen. That's fine.
I didn't tag her on the Facebook because I knew she'd be angry because she hates the show, but she still made us a logo, so thank you for that. And another news item for us is we're going to do a new format for our beer segment. We want to make it a little bit quicker, streamlined. We're putting racing stripes on it, making it punchier. So what we're going to do is institute some rules for how we go about it. The new format will be, each of us will tell you the brewery, the name of the beer, the type, and the ABV. And then we each have 10 words only to describe that beer before we drink it. And we'll all drink, and we each have 15 seconds each to talk about the flavors of the beer. Now, if someone thinks their beer warrants it, they can claim 60 seconds to talk about the beer. That's either before or after. However, if their story sucks, we're going to stop them.
I'm already falling asleep. Let's get to Angus's beer.
I was going to say, we've already ruined it.
Yeah, it's done.
Well, this is a one and done describing our new format. So yeah, let's start. So, Angus, your beer and your 10 words.
What I got is Hop Fusion Ale Works Feisty Redhead Hibiscus Cherry Blonde. It is an 8.67% alcohol by volume. It looks like an interesting beer.
Cherry Blonde.
Why did you say it like that? What the hell, man?
I was getting it done fast.
I didn't like it.
Cherry Blonde piqued my interest. Okay, it's my turn. I have Blue Point Optical Illusion East Coast IPA. It is 7% ABV. And my 10 words are: picture of an island like the evil wizard's lair. It'll make sense later.
Mine is a Saint Bernardus Triple. It's a Belgian Abbey Ale. It's 1.6 ounces, and it has a cool monk on it. And that's it.
Do you have 10 words for it? Oh, it has a cool monk on it.
It has a cool monk on it. Come on, pay attention, bro.
Oh, my bad.
He's been holding on to this beer for like 4 weeks, by the way.
It's just so quick.
That's true. It's true.
All right, Angus. Have you sipped it? What do you got to say about the flavor?
I have. It's really spicy.
Like a meatball or what? Oh.
It's a spicy meat. No. Yeah, it's good. It's just a little more spicier than I would like. Probably the cherry and hibiscus.
All right. Well, mine smells like bread, and the bottle claims that it's very hoppy with a malt sweetness underneath, which is very true. There's a bitterness to it, but then like a bready sweetness that comes in at the end. Michael.
Mine is also breadly, sweetly. It actually tastes and smells like banana bread with maybe a little cherry on top. It's fucking delicious.
All right.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right. So that's done with.
Record time, folks.
All right. I like that. That was awesome. Angus, you watched a sword and sorcery movie. Tell us about it.
I hope I did.
Let me call it... Mine has magic creatures in it of some sort. That's close enough.
Oh no!
You picked the theme. Like, all you got was creatures.
I mean, they can't have it anyway. Totally fine. Angus.
Oh no!
He fucked up his own thing.
Yeah.
I may have. I mean,
he watched like Star Wars and says it's sword and sorcery.
Well, fucking Darth Vader can lift people with his mind. That's kind of sorcerer-like.
They have swords. And
Yeah,
a
they
princess. It has all the trappings.
You know what? Mine has a fucking
Holy
dragon,
shit.
and that's magical. That's all I gotta say.
That was a Rancor.
That's pretty good.
All right, so the movie I watched is 2003's Lord of the G-Strings.
Oh my god. Can I say that I knew you were gonna go softcore? However,
It sounds like Scott Bakula's gonna be in it.
I was 100% sure that you were gonna pick a Joe D'Amato movie.
Yeah, that was the original, but I went through what I had in my DVD collection and I saw this and I was like, yeah, that's the winner.
Right. And this was kind of like I wouldn't say big movie, but it was a talked about movie back then.
Yeah, because of the funny fucking title. Like,
Yeah.
who is the company? Shakarama or whatever? Shock something? That was putting all these out. Like, we were obsessed with them for a while.
Yeah, all these weird, like, The Spy Who Shagged Me, these, like...
So did this really come out on, like, Showtime or something, or...?
It was, like, kind of like Skinamax type shit.
Nice.
Yeah,
Because
I don't... Go ahead.
the one I think that got the most famous was Playmate of the Apes.
Oh, I
which was-
thought this one was bigger than that.
Oh, I remember everybody in school talking about Playmate of the Apes being the one.
Oh, okay.
I know, that sounds up my alley. I like that.
They were all ridiculous. But yeah, it was like before Asylum came around, they just basically, like, instead of doing, like, hardcore parodies, they just became huge with these softcore parodies. There was, like, a Spider-Man one.
Spider Babe.
Yeah, basically everything that was popular in 2003 got one.
So, and this is their sword and sorcery one. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So my movie begins with the titles, and they're like flying, and they're just like this really shitty fire effect around them, going do 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 do, like fucking like some shitty video game music.
I hope we all do mouth noises this episode.
Oh yeah.
It always makes me happy.
So my movie, it says who stars in it, which is Misty Monday
Yep.
and the rest of the people. by rest of the people, I mean two other names. Then we get the actual title where it says Lord of the G-Strings. Then we get starring. And they list every single person that's in the fucking movie.
Oh, awesome.
That's nice of them.
It goes on forever because they name
It should have had a picture of them in G-string the whole time. That would have been
every
great.
Everyone,
person,
like, they just show a picture
Yeah.
of every single person in a G-string.
Yeah.
even
That
the
would've made
dudes.
sense.
What's funny is there was an edit version of this that was just Lord of the Strings. As if, like, G-string was like racy, so, like, the strings...
So would it come out on TBS instead of Cinemax?
I don't know how that was released. I just knew there was, like, that cut version.
I wanna put this out there. The version that I have, I got from Hollywood Video, and
Of
on the
course.
cover it says Lord of the Strings.
Oh no.
Oh, but the
But-
actual...
When you put the disc in, the title said, like, the title on the, like, the title screen says Lord of the G Strings.
Oh, so it was
So
just
I-
an alternate
think it's
title,
just-
not an alternate cut?
I think what it is, because I could only find, like, one cut, like, one, like, time. Like,
So they just packaged it differently for different
I think
markets?
so it wouldn't look as weird, like, on the shelf, because even on the back, it changed the main character's name.
Oh.
Like, in the description, but in the movie, the name is the name that I'm gonna
okay.
say.
Okay.
So-
That's okay.
I think it's all one cut. They just had to do it for video stores.
All right.
Because, like, you don't want a kid picking up and reading the word dildo. Alright, I gave away that.
All right. That's
So,
clever.
our movie begins with these guys. They're
These
running in the
dildos.
battle. Huh?
These dildos?
No, they're not dildos. These are just, like, regular, like, fucking medieval,
Knuckleheads?
like, assholes. Knuckleheads.
Townies?
Medieval knuckleheads. I love the term knucklehead so much.
I liked townies, too. Mike had a good 1-2 last episode of Knuckleheads and Townies.
Townies.
So now I'm imagining Middle-earth townies.
They sound like jerks.
They'd be
They
really
sound like
bad.
jerks, yeah. Hanging out with dildos, just walking down the street.
Like, you imagine guys with like Boston accents, but like in the filth and nastiness of like Middle
Like
Earth.
Hobbit Bostonians?
Yeah.
No, that would be awful.
Bostonians.
They're 3 foot tall assholes. And racist.
Yeah.
They hate anyone with normal feet.
Okay, so we got these knuckleheads running into battle, and they're like, charge! And they run across these 2 lesbians making out topless.
Nice.
And, well, one's like a short-haired, like, blonde chick who's, like, really hot, nice tits and everything. And then there's a really ugly redhead.
Oh.
Like, and I was so excited because the redhead, but then they showed her face, and oh boy, it was bad. Oh man, I did not enjoy that face.
Oh man.
So the guy, the general, I guess, guy in charge, I don't know what that would be in medieval times, but he's all upset probably because one of them's ugly. And he's like, well, we need to get by. And the lesbians just keep going. They're like, no, you can't go by. And then his men are
Sounds like high school.
This army can't get around a
Wait.
couple lesbians?
Dude, wait, Mike said this sounds like high school? I don't remember running in the fucking topless girls making out, and I'm not allowed to get through the hallway.
Yeah, like you can't go to class. We're making out here.
But my locker's right there, please.
Like,
no.
I gotta learn, and one of you is really, really ugly.
Okay, maybe not exactly like high school.
Well, I don't even know if it's close to high school.
Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. I guess since you mentioned it, yeah, you're right. That had nothing to do with high school. At all, really, except the ugly girl.
I mean, yeah, we went to that same high school, and I mean, there's a lot of ugly chicks, but not a lot of lesbians making out, blocking my way.
Yeah, and bullying us out of our classes.
Yeah.
Honest to God, before you said that, I was in my head. It just made complete sense. I just pictured all these lesbians hanging out in our high school.
Well, Mike was there like a year before us, so maybe it was different before we got
Oh, yeah,
there.
they actually broke up the lesbian gang by the time I was there.
Like just before we got
there
our
was like
class started.
There was
Yeah, but they kept the Haitian and Hispanic gangs. They
Like-
broke up the lesbians.
there was some like sort of knifing or scissoring or something, and they had to break it up.
Now I'm just
Walk
imagining the goddamn
High
Hispanics
school
and
full of lesbian
Jamaicans.
gangs.
Or yeah, the gangs making out, not letting us through.
There'd be like metal class lesbians. There'd be like shop class lesbians.
Like
sounds great. It's a
greaser
movie we should make.
lesbians,
It's just
leather
Lesbian
jackets,
high
and
school?
slicked back hair.
It's gonna be
They all drive hot rods.
greaser lesbians. It's so gross. I don't like that at all.
It's
they'd be
Mike.
the villains of the movie.
It's Mike's next Google search.
Greaser lesbian.
It's the next movie I write one page of and never go back to again. I can't wait.
I'll read it.
Thanks.
I
I'll send
won't.
you my slash film. One page.
Well, we can post it on the Facebook.
That's a great idea.
All right, so stay
All right.
tuned to 16 Ounce Cinema Facebook for Mike's debut movie script, Greaser Lesbians.
Debut.
High school will never be the same.
All right. So since they're not allowed to go past these fucking lesbians,
Greaser lesbians.
these greaser lesbians.
They're greasers now.
No, that ugly one looked really greasy. So,
Oh, no.
all right. So
I picture
the
more oily than greasy, but...
well, it's fucking medieval times. They're all just gross.
yeah. Sticky.
All right. So the guy gives his guys permission to ogle them, so they start doing it. But then these orcs come and start fighting them, but they're not orcs. They call them dorks.
I'm exhausted.
Basically, these guys are wearing Scream costumes, but with blue faces, and a bunch of them kind of look like Mortis, like if he just did Blueface.
Oh, sweet.
Wait, Blueface?
kinda,
Like,
do any of them look like the big blue meanie, or?
No.
yeah, like
Oh.
blackface but blueface.
Like it's kind of goblin-y, but with blue.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like
Like they're
blackface.
blue minstrels.
Blue, like the Blue Man Group gets offended by people that do this. It's cultural appropriation to them.
That could be like that's a trademark issue, actually. Yeah.
All right, and the funny thing is, like with all these people fighting, there's this one random fat girl that's fighting with them, and she's the only woman I think that doesn't show her tits in the movie.
Is she also a dork, or is she just a
No,
fat girl?
no, she's just with the guys that were fighting the dorks.
I gotcha.
The dorks.
Yeah. Okay.
And now the general, he's taking on this like hot black-haired chick in bondage with her tits out.
Yeah.
And comedy ensues. Like, she tries to stab him with she's got like a fucking spear she's using, and he's got like a broadsword. She gets it stuck in the ground. He helps her pull it out, and then well, thank you for that. And then they start fighting again, and then like everybody's looking like, hey, what's going on here? And then he accidentally stabs her in the stomach, but he it's like nowhere near her, and she's like, and then falls. So he steals her panties.
Yeah. Okay.
After he kills her, he just steals her panties, and everybody wants to take them because like the one guy wants to sniff them and shit. So what he
Do
does?
they tie the panties around their beards or something like trophies?
No, it's that would be. Something tells me you've done that. You were so quick to that I believe you have done that on more than one occasion.
He's gotten drunk, tied the panties in his beard, and then bought dresses for himself.
Jesus. Mike.
Can we tell that story?
Can
we tell that
says
story?
it doesn't mean it's true.
Is
Or do
this
we have
real?
to edit this out?
I've never put panties in my...
No, what's real is that Mike
What's real?
Mike once found
can't
a
wait
dress that was like brand new with the tags and everything in his house. And he was like confused because it was a rather large dress, and he knew the girls who'd been over, like it wouldn't fit them. And it was a really nice dress.
It
And,
fit me perfectly. So.
Yeah, Mike
You put
happened.
it on?
Mike happened to put it
I had
on,
to try it on. It was there.
and this mystery dress that he doesn't know where it came from fit him perfectly.
Oh my god.
And
That
that
has to mean I didn't buy it. How would I just perfectly know the size of my dress?
You researched?
I guess.
Like, there's measurements and shit online.
I
that
don't
show
even know
all
my
that.
inseam for like pants barely.
so the
anyway.
other option is that like some girl just sized you up and like left you a secret admirer dress in your house.
Yeah, I like that better than it was probably me drunkenly buying it, like you said. But
Yeah, I 100% believe you bought that.
So
Do you still have it?
yeah, that's the question.
I mean, I must have it. I don't throw anything out. So,
Can
yeah.
you please wear it and take a picture for us?
Yeah,
with my lucid
coming soon to 16 Ounce Cinema's Facebook. Mike in a dress.
I would love that.
The image you've all been dying
nice
to
dress,
see.
TJ? Because you remember more than I do.
You said it was. I didn't see you in it though.
Oh, I thought I showed it to you.
No,
He put on a fashion
I
show
asked
for you?
I asked you to, and you like vehemently refused.
Oh.
He just put it on later, tucked his dick behind. I was like, oh, well.
What does this have to do with your movie?
I don't know, man, but I'm fucking intrigued by this. I had no idea you owned a dress.
Well, we can go dress shopping when we hang out next week.
Hell yeah. Alright, so the dude gives the panties to the gay kid to destroy them, but the gay kid sells them to some weirdo. So now we're at Misty Monday, and she's reading from a book about the great Throbbit. And her name is, and she is the great Throbbit, named Dildo Baggins. And the Throbbit, the thing about them, is they're all bisexual.
Oh.
So that's their thing, is they're all bi.
Yeah.
But they seem to only want to fuck chicks.
Oh.
Cool.
Okay.
They never showed any interest in a dude.
They just said they're bi to meet chicks. Smart.
So then we have like all these like video game intros throughout like the things, and it basically looks like a map of RuneScape, and it's just like floating through it. And this is how they segue every single shot. Is the fucking RuneScape?
Do people still know what RuneScape is?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've talked to people.
It
They
still has
know.
like 10 million players a month or something.
Oh yeah, my
stupid like that.
father-in-law like just has been like religiously playing it for like the past 20 years.
Why?
I
It's
I
so
don't know.
bad.
I don't know. So we when Angus and I
loved-
played,
Yeah.
if I can tell a RuneScape story,
Hell yeah, I want this story out
Um,
there.
we were just
Well, I'm outvoted, so go ahead.
hanging out in RuneScape, wandering around town. And,
We played a lot for like
when we
at
were like
least
16,
2-3
17,
months.
yeah.
We played for a while.
And this guy came up to us and said, "Hey, you want to buy some crack?" And so we said, "Yeah, let's buy some crack."
Hold on, the best part is his name is Crackhead with
Yeah.
H-E-D. Crackhead.
No, the guy who told us that wasn't his name. He told us where
Oh
to go
shit.
to meet
That was
Crackhead.
another guy. Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
So
shit.
we went out into the wilderness PvP area to meet Crackhead. And Crackhead is this just weird, like, unclothed man hanging out there who asked
He
for,
had like crazy hair too.
yeah, asks for some gold, and in return he gives you crack or ash. He just gives you ash, pretending to be
Yeah.
crack. And then he attacks us with a knife.
Yeah, he just started stabbing the shit out
After
of
the deal
us.
is done. It's like, "You're gonna die, homie."
Taught you a valuable lesson. Don't ever trust junkies.
But the thing is, like, we were like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, ah, man, I'm sorry, you gave me crazy eyes. I didn't
Yeah, I
trust
didn't
you.
like the way you looked at me. So that's our only RuneScape story.
No, I married a tranny.
I don't remember that
I fucking,
That's a way cooler. That's a way better story
one.
than.
Remind me of that
Crackhead.
one.
dude, you guys were there. You and like Joe were at my wedding. This tranny. Because, like, it was this chick, and she was like, do you want to get married and stuff? I was like, yeah, sure, I got a ring. So we went to the church and everything to get married, and then, like, halfway through, she was like, haha, I'm a tranny. And I'm just like, oh, no!
You got trapped.
I did! And I already gave the ring up, so I think legally I'm still married to that fucking tranny.
Oh no, yeah, it's binding by
That means you
RuneScape law.
and your current wife aren't legally married.
Holy
Oh,
fuck, what
no.
what
You're
if
free,
legally...
bro.
I just fucking pack up and leave now.
There's some like 60-year-old man who's like legally married to you. It's my father-in-law.
He's in the trailer park in like Nevada or something.
Oh
like
no,
that.
this is worse.
No, I'm like hoping for like a nice like rich guy who will like fucking pamper me and shit.
Nope, you're moving to Nevada.
I mean, I don't think he's rich if he had to swindle you for a RuneScape ring.
I don't, dude. My
no,
avatar is
that
pretty
was
sexy.
just his fetish, so it doesn't matter.
He has a stealing rings fetish?
Yeah.
Dude,
Okay.
Oh man, people have weird shit.
Wait,
Yeah,
no,
you're
it
right.
wouldn't even count because I was underage.
Oh.
Oh,
Fuck. Wait,
yeah.
Nevada. What are their rules?
It's not Utah, so yeah, no, you're not married to this
God
guy.
damn it. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I am married to this asshole. All right, so my movie.
Yeah.
They're having this. There's a drunk wizard walking around. The drunk
Yeah.
wizard Smirnoff.
Can we talk about RuneScape again?
Yes.
That's a great name.
And he's just wandering around drunk and babbling. There's a big Throbbit festival. And the big Throbbit festival is 3 guys at a picnic table and Dildo Baggins and some Indian chick dancing topless on it.
Ooh,
That's
is she hot? The Indian chick?
Yeah, she's hot.
Cool, I like Indian chicks.
All right, everybody except that first redhead in the rest of the movie is hot.
Okay.
Sweet.
So I'm not gonna just go in and just explain how
Yeah.
hot everyone is. All right, so Smirnoff makes Dildo search in his pants. He's like, "Hey, search in here," and then he's like, "Ooh, hoo," and you hear like all these dingling sounds and shit, and like
My
car
ding-a-ling.
alarms.
My ding-a-ling.
Oh,
Chuck
sorry,
Berry.
I thought that's what literally played.
No. All
You
right,
think
so
they
she
could afford
pulls-
Chuck Berry?
Is that who does that?
Yeah.
My ding-a-ling, yeah.
I don't know. I just know it from Simpsons. All right, so she pulls out this magic G-string, and he tells her she has to throw it into Party Pooper Mountain in order to destroy the evil G-string, because it will tempt her throughout her way. So Dildo and her two friends begin a journey, and there's like this like fucking creepy little dude following them the whole time.
Before we go on, is this 9 hours long?
No, it's. All right, I wanted to. Nah, should I say
Valid
it to the
question.
end? No, I'll say it now. The movie is 72 minutes. And around minute 10, I just put it in 1.5 speed and watched it that way to get it. And
You're a little cheater.
I was done
Great
so
idea.
quickly. No, it was
should be
great.
good. Yeah.
How did I never think of this?
I gotta do 1.5 for my movies.
You still hear all the dialogue. It's fucking
Yeah.
great.
And the titties bounce quicker.
Yes. That's really. Well, that's what those scenes are shorter though, so it kind of
Oh,
it's
yeah, that's true.
Mike
it's
doesn't
a
last
give
pro
and
and
take.
con. All right, so on their journey, they run into some of other Throbbits who are on their way to destroy a magic halter top. All right, well, I lied. The rest of the people aren't hot. Like these bitches were old.
Oh.
So, but they don't show their tits, so we're good.
There's somebody's hot.
Is anybody barefoot?
No.
The
I don't think
Throbbits
you
aren't
see
barefoot?
any feet. No.
This is terrible.
Well, that's dumb.
Shit. Yeah, they're all barefoot, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Hot, sexy feet action all around.
Somebody wants to win this
You dropped
episode.
from an A to a B. I'm still okay. This is still good. I'm still enthralled or enthrobbed or whatever you would call it.
All the other women are just hot redheads.
Oh.
They had to get the ugly one out of the way first so they can make way for the good ones
Hot
with
redheads.
sexy feet.
And fog. And then a
The
man
worst
on
part of this is
fire.
that's actually exactly how I'm gonna imagine them from now on.
One of
Every
them,
one you mentioned.
one of them fell off a railing
Oh, fuck.
on fire. All right, no, I'm fucking around. All right, so then they run into this blonde chick, Drusilla, the queen of the nymphomaniacs of Newfoundland.
That was
And
the first funny one, yeah.
And she's fighting some dorks. And
I thought they were all funny, especially the dorks.
the dorks are great. I love the dorks.
Whatever. I love this sense of humor.
So the Drusilla, queen of the nymphomaniacs of Newfoundland, she saves this virgin dude, and he's like, I don't know how to pay you back, I'm just a poor commoner and all this. And then she demands sex, but he's like, no, I'm a virgin, I can't do that, I'm saving it for somebody special. And then she fucks him against his will.
Yeah.
She just rapes him.
You can't get away from that.
I wouldn't call it the R word. I would call it I wouldn't call it the hard R. I would just
All
the
right.
soft R rape.
She luckies him. 'Cause that's just nothing but luck.
A lucky little virgin.
So anyways, the Throbbits interrupt it, and then the guy is all mad and shit because he was getting into it, and she's mad.
Damn, he's still a virgin. That sucks.
Yeah, he didn't bust. So now they're walking, and they run into the Cowardly Lion.
What?
And yeah, the Cowardly Lion's there. And he starts doing Def Jam poetry about being a
he
pussy.
starts singing Deftones.
Oh, that'd have been cool.
I hate fucking slam poetry.
Oh,
I thought you were gonna say Deftones.
Yeah.
I was gonna be so mad.
I mean, I do dislike the Deftones.
Oh, fuck
I've
you.
never been a big Deftones fan.
Fuck you, Bo.
He's gonna go to the new metal group now and scream at us.
I'm only gonna post Deftones shit.
You know, all our listeners were excited because last episode you said you were gonna bring something big and fun to the new metal group, and you never did.
Yeah, it's been sitting in my thing. I've been busy trying to promote this show. Sorry.
Oh yeah, rather than our new metal group.
Yeah, I think this one's a little more important.
As always, if you want to be part of our new metal group, send us a message. We'll bring you in.
I will accept you in.
I think we're done promoing the new metal group after this episode.
Unless you don't like Deftones, and you can fuck right off.
It gives you a Deftones quiz to get in.
This whole thing I've been working on is a big Deftones thing. That's why I'm like kind of scared to post it because I didn't know how you guys felt, and now I'm like really ashamed.
He's programmed a which Deftones are you personality quiz. Which member of the band you are, or which album represents you best.
I think I am like more of a round the fur. Mike kind of reminds me of a white pony.
I don't even.
You guys
know what
pony.
that means.
You guys don't know their titles, so
yeah, I think I might.
White Pony is the only one I know.
I think
I
I
will
might
say this:
bleed out of
TJ's
control.
Diamond Eyes. You're Diamond Eyes.
Does that mean I
it's an
bleed
owl
out
on
of
the cover.
control? Because that's
No.
like the only
TJ is
Deftones
Diamond
song
Eyes.
I
That's
can
a good
listen
call.
to.
There's
That's a good call, Angus.
It's a goddamn owl on the cover. TJ's Diamond Eyes.
All right.
All right,
Alf is on the
so-
cover.
Fuck you. All right, so they beat the shit out of the pussy Def Jam Lion. And the dorks are right on their trail. Now there's a topless princess who says she has, like, all the three of them have to bang her in order for them to pass. And then her ex comes in and starts fighting with her, and they just walk away. Now they run into,
I thought they were going to DVDA her. Now I'm disappointed.
well, there's only one dick.
Oh, I know. There was 4 of them, though, at one point. when they
But
left.
some of them were.
They're women.
Oh, yeah, I must have missed that.
Dude, Mike thinks I'm watching a gay porn now. A gay softcore porn. Hell yeah. These throbbits are all dude, throbbit, it's their dick, it's all throbbing. You sick fuck, Mike. Well, no, I accept you the way you are. You wear dresses, you watch gay.
Yeah.
Fucking softcore. I accept you the way you are, dude. I love you.
Only softcore, no full core.
Full core? Because you're not full core unless you go full core.
Full core could be like another description of Deftones music. Alright, so they run into this masculine badass dude, and they flash him to get by, but he's gay.
Oh.
And he demands a fight with them, but they don't want to. And he's going on this whole social justice warrior rant about how it's unfair.
This
like
movie's ahead of its time.
it really is. And
Except
like,
for the rape.
Man, this movie is woke.
reverse woke as fuck.
I've never heard TJ say woke.
I don't think I've ever heard TJ say woke either.
All right, so he's going on this whole rant, and then this like just flamboyant gay guy comes and says, "Hey, you can cross my bridge," and then the manly gay guy, he calls them fascist.
Oh.
So because he's a social justice warrior gay man.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
So anybody that doesn't agree with him is a fascist.
Oh.
I just want to cross the bridge, though, man.
So the other guy represents Milo.
Yeah, a flamboyant gay guy who's like, just come on. Mike's the angry gay man.
I'm not gay. What the hell?
That's not what I hear, dress boy.
Listen, I just like to wear dresses and look pretty, okay?
Okay.
You were just hoping for 4 dicks to be shown in my movie.
That doesn't make him gay.
They were going to go inside of a
He just-
woman, yeah.
He just
Come on.
artistically thinks that makes a good movie.
Artistically, double vaginal, double anal is a great movie.
I mean, I do watch a lot of bukkake porn, so yeah, you're kind of right on that.
With guys.
I mean, the guys need to be there, yeah.
No, they don't. Squirt bukkake.
That's just pee. They pee on her.
Squirt bukkake's great. They're always on trampolines.
And they're always they're always on a pool with like half water.
No, I see trampolines every time.
I've never seen a trampoline. That's wild.
We gotta exchange websites after the show.
Yeah, we gotta.
Alright, fuck. Dildo's having flashbacks from like the G strings. They go into a bar and they like hunch over to look shorter than everybody else because remember they're little throbbits. A brawl breaks out in the bar. The G string flies up in the air and Dildo catches it. And all of a sudden she becomes a sexy goddess. And she just strips down a random naked redhead. Well, she wasn't naked. She stripped her down to naked, like a hot redhead, and starts making out with her and then bangs her on a pool table. And then she goes into a coma. And then this queen takes her outside and lets her rest and tells the other throbbits she'll join them in their journey. Now Smirnoff is fighting some other wizard, like some evil wizard whose name is Sour Ass. And Sour Ass farts Smirnoff to death.
All right.
So now the queen is leading the Throbbits. The dorks attack them. Dildo gets knocked out, and the two lesbians from the beginning, the good one and the ugly one, show up, and they drag Dildo to the island of Los Lesbios. And these two islands are just two giant pairs of tits. So Dildo
You can't
wakes
see
up.
the faces I'm making.
I'm
No, I can feel them. Yeah, we can both feel you right now, man.
Oh, I wish I could feel him. Alright, Dildo wakes up and her and the two lesbians get it on now. And then they're about to reach the mountain, and then this little Gollum guy shows up. He finally shows himself. He's been following them the whole trip. He basically looks like a mini Rip Taylor. That's the gay guy, right? The one...
I don't know.
well, fuck it. Anyways, that's who he reminded me of. They tell him to get lost, and he just leaves. That was his whole arc.
That's great.
So
Good
now,
arc. It has a beginning and an end.
no middle.
I guess there wasn't a middle, yeah.
So the evil
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Meatloaf, he knows best.
Yeah, the same Meatloaf song reference 2 episodes in a row too now.
I hope we do it every episode, just the same
We're
song.
gonna have to have a
And it's not even
Meatloaf
his most
group-
famous.
Meatloaf group.
I literally listen to it once a week, so it's the most famous to me. I always pretend I'm the baseball announcer.
We'll also.
That's not even the right song.
That's the wrong
a different song. Yeah.
Oh boy.
We'll all sing 2 out of 3 Ain't Bad together at the end of this
Pie
episode.
in my face.
Okay, so the evil wizard Sour Ass finds them and starts farting at them.
Yeah, whatever.
Then Smirnoff shows up and he fights them while they're trying to destroy the evil G-string. And what they do is they enter like a production set room, and there's a teamster just sitting there reading a magazine, and they say they're there to destroy the panties, and the guy just grabs them and drops them in the trash can. And
Finn?
Dildo is finishing up the story, closing the book, and the girls are all partying, like all the girls from the movie are now partying to like the little Throbbit party. But the best part is they're listening to rap metal.
Nice.
This is the best part.
So like they're all partying to rap metal
So,
naked.
like, Biohazard.
TJ hasn't watched porn since this movie came out, so he hates this movie.
I can tell.
Finally.
He's very bitter. Alright, but it turns out Dildo kept the G-string and she's wearing them. And then the Gollum guy is just creeping around, and then the police come and they arrest him for stalking. The end of Lord of the G-strings.
So he did have a middle ending too. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
So that is it.
Solid. Way less lesbian sex than I thought. Kind of disappointed.
It was there, but like it would always like start and then just kind of like just
Go into something
Yeah,
out.
because they can't finish. There's no ending to them. So.
It would just go forever.
They kind of do, don't they?
No, they can.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, I did just make that joke, but I'm sure they.
No,
finish.
it's quite reasonable. That way
No, they fall asleep every time.
The beds get really wet.
Imagine lesbian like porn back in the day. It would probably have to like come in 2 cassette tapes like Titanic.
All right, so it's my turn. I watched a movie that was not pornographic. I watched
Softcore pornographic.
softcore pornographic, not fullcore. I watched Jack the Giant Killer. It's from 1962. It's not silent, so Mike wanted me to watch Fritz Lang's Die Nibelung, which is a 5-hour silent movie. I didn't think that
Jesus
was
Christ.
appropriate for the show, nor did I have time. I mean, I'm going.
You're gonna watch it eventually.
I am going to watch it eventually, but
That would be great to watch in 2-speed. And make it a nice, precise 3-hour movie.
Yeah.
Or 2.5.
Yeah, nice 2.5-hour movie at that point. So anyway, yeah, I didn't think a 5-hour silent movie was going to give us the material we needed for a show. So I watched Jack the Giant Killer.
It's fair. That's a fair point.
It was produced by Edward Small, who was actually a big producer back in the day. It was also directed by the same guy.
Despite his
Don't
name.
you fucking go on.
I know what you did there, you son of a bitch.
Directed by, I didn't write his name down, but same guy who did Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, which is, known for having its Ray Harryhausen.
That was Jerry Huge.
Ray Harryhausen effects. Harryhausen did not do the effects for Jack the Giant Killer. Now, I remembered that it was an Edward Small production because during the opening titles, which are like in Old English in a book. No, it says an Edward Small production at the beginning, but then also at the end of the opening credits, the exact same title frame saying Edward Small production shows again. So maybe he had little man complex and really didn't want you to forget about him.
Are you just going to keep doing that throughout the whole thing with his name?
No, I'm done.
I mean, if I ever make a movie, like a main character is going to be named Zamoyski. That's going to be their first name.
Zamoyski.
Yeah.
He's searching for the all-powerful Zamoyski.
I'm going to have like a fake band, Zamoyski, like Duran Duran.
Oh my god!
Be a plot point.
I would love a Zamoyski that makes music like Duran Duran. Oh, did you really want to say your last name on the show, though?
Oh, I don't care, I guess.
Okay.
Well, anybody that follows us sees our names.
I mean, yeah, we've
Facebook,
never said our last names, and I mean, most
I had no
podcasts-
intention of ever
most
doing
For like a
podcasts
split
do,
second,
but-
I was like, "Oh my god, no, I don't!" And I'm like, "Oh."
I mean,
guess
every
I
other
don't know.
podcast, they tell their last names. We've just chosen not to because I don't know why.
I have a cool last name. So
Yeah, you have a cool last name.
My friend wants to start another podcast, wants to start a podcast with me, and I said no matter what, I'm using a fake name because I know it's gonna be fucking bad.
Use Mike Zamoyski.
Oh my god, I should.
Well, that's like I'll use.
You son of a bitch!
Oh.
No, for real, beep that shit. Beep that shit.
All right.
So
I didn't make the joke, motherfucker.
So
Sorry,
so the villain in this movie has the same last name as me, which is Pendragon.
Dude, I've been saying it wrong all these years.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
There's some extra syllables in there. So we get to see this little storybook intro telling about how Pendragon tried to rule Cornwall. This takes place in Cornwall. He tried to rule Cornwall.
If this was my movie, it would have been Cornhole.
Yeah, it would be. It's exhausting. He
It was
tried
great.
to rule Cornwall with his army of giants and witches and hobgoblins, but he gets defeated and exiled. But he goes off to his evil island. Oh, so that's why my beer had the island. So
Does the island look like two breasts?
no,
Does it look like a skull?
not even that. Just an island.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, my movie didn't even have an island.
It looks
so at
like
least you got that
it looks
going
like the
for you.
Falklands. So so now he's out on his island and he wants to return to power in Cornwall. So now the movie actually begins. There's a little celebration for this princess. It's her birthday, and you see the townspeople celebrating.
Go
and
shorty.
there's this dude.
I'm good. Go ahead.
There's
good.
a dude drinking a beer in a mug the size of his torso, which I thought was awesome. That's a great way to celebrate.
That's pretty awesome.
So
Call dibs on being that dude.
Pendragon shows up in basically I guess it's a disguise. No one seems to acknowledge that's Pendragon, but he's just he's wearing a different color.
He's the island wizard, right?
He's just the island wizard.
Cool.
But he's just like,
Hey man,
hey man,
Come on.
I am the island whiz.
give me the
Fuck, I
power
fucked
in
that up.
Cornwall. Oh shit.
We get an Irie with
Yeah, it always goes
Sorcery.
Irish. Just so anyway, I guess he's in disguise because he's wearing a different color robe from
He's in
normal.
the guys?
He's
a drunk pikey.
He's in disguise.
Ew.
And he gives the princess this giant music box. It's like a castle. It's about 2 feet tall. And when she winds it, out comes a full moon puppet.
Oh no!
Yeah, this little full moon puppet comes out, and it starts dancing, and she starts dancing, and it like mimics her dance. So they
I
dance.
don't like puppets.
They dance together for quite a while. Like the entire little song of this music box plays. It's like a 2-minute scene of this woman just like idly dancing with a puppet. Well, stop motion puppet, but you know.
Cool.
Does it make any sounds like?
No, just
Puppet?
Ooh,
No.
Ooh, ooh, ah, ting, ting. Oh,
no.
Wada, wada, bing,
The
bang.
music box just goes and it just like dances, whatever.
with wolves.
Sways. It's on its little table and it like sways and she sways and you know it's all sway.
Sway,
yeah.
sway.
So that night, the princess is asleep and Pendragon is just creeping on her like through the window, and he uses eye lightning to activate the music box, and the puppet comes to life. And then it gets big. It gets really big, and
With
Does
the
it get
eye,
hard too?
with the eye lightning, does it do like the scratches on the film?
scratches on the film.
You know when they would like do pretend
Yeah.
lightning, like they
Yeah, I
would
know what you
scratch
mean.
the film.
I like that.
Oh no, just cheap animated
Oh.
eye lightning.
Uh,
Cheap blue lines. So then it gets huge and actually breaks in the ceiling, and it grabs the princess, and then it fights its way out. It just swats guys off of horses, and the princess, there's, you know, when those moments where it's a big giant in stop motion against live action, the princess in its arms is, you know, obviously a stop motion doll, and that effect was really, really, really bad.
Oh.
it's 1960 something. Like
There,
Well, that was like the peak of clay motion.
yeah. Well, no, we'll get. Well, I have some more about the clay motion.
When was the peak of claymation, right? Like the late
Yeah.
it was 70s because of
Well, no, that's
fucking
it's Voyage of
Clash of
Sinbad.
Titans.
Voyage
Yeah.
of Sinbad came before this, so like you know, they
Mm.
were big back then.
Yeah, but
There's
it
a
wasn't the best time for them.
there's a really cool moment where it's at the drawbridge and it rips out the drawbridge chain and uses it to whip 6 guys off of the ramparts, and they have like a railing fall into the moat.
Oh, jeez.
Oh shit!
That was awesome.
Were they on fire?
No.
Oh.
So the giant runs
can't be that
like
lucky.
out into the
6 out of
wilderness.
10.
And they get to Jack's place. So now we meet Jack, and Jack rescues the princess from the clutches of the giant and Pendragon's right hand man.
nimble?
Jack? No,
Is
he's
he quick?
Yeah.
he's pretty quick. Yeah.
I don't know the rest of that.
Does he have a pogo stick?
No.
That's like the middle school version, I think.
The
Yeah, I don't know.
pogo stick.
I've
Jack
never heard
jump
any
over
other-
the candlestick.
I
Not Jack
yeah.
jump up and down on your pogo stick.
I always heard pogo stick. I don't
I don't
know.
know.
Yeah, that's the middle school version that I always heard.
And he does not go up a hill. He actually goes
Oh.
into a granary. The granary?
Yeah, he's gonna get
Turn it
drunk.
into Mike.
This guy's awesome.
No, like where they grind wheat.
Yeah, for beer.
I heard grind weed, so I'm really happy.
There's this moment where the giant is reaching for them, and you actually see that they overstretched the clay, and it starts to rip.
Oh,
Yeah. So they get to the top of the granary.
cannery.
And Jack
Flattery.
gets rope around the giant's neck.
Sean Cannery.
He gets flour in its eyes, and then he zip lines across to it and starts bludgeoning it with like a yoke, or like an oxen yoke, in the
Oh, I
face.
thought you said goat. Picture him tossing a goat at that fucker.
Yeah, and then that with a goat beats it to death with a goat. So this giant dies a pretty bad death. And then like the king comes and Jack didn't realize it was the princess, and he finds out he rescued the princess, and the king's like, "Cool, dude, thanks." And
Thanks, Mario.
next we get this scene where Pendragon is like just pissed. And you see him in his castle with his minions, and they are nasty looking. They're all like muddy looking and like flaky, and they're in these like all these freaky
Call 'em
masks
mud
that
people,
don't
would you?
move at all. Mud people. Yeah. They're like not like the zombies in Zombie, you know, where they're like muddy and flaky, but like
I only want
that,
Zombie 2 with you in theaters, so if they look like that, I'm down.
they look like that, but not zombies. They're just like masks. And so instead of applying that makeup to a face, that makeup is applied to immobile masks with like freaky teeth. And one actually, like the mouth is like the size of the entire head, sort of like
I don't like it.
like a Where the Wild Things Are kind of like look to them. So yeah, no, these things actually looked really freaky. So Jack gets knighted, and now because they know
why did he get knighted?
for rescuing the princess. The king is like, thanks, dude, you're a knight now.
I don't know how I missed that part.
You're Sir Jack be nimble, Jack go up the hill. So he gets this mission to go up the hill to fetch a pail of water.
Reference.
I've never been on a pogo stick. I'm throwing that out there right now.
Okay, I have.
They're
they're remarkably difficult. I tried once or twice. I hated it. I couldn't do it.
Do kids even play with pogo sticks anymore?
Not my kid.
I'll beat the shit out of him if he tries.
Give him a couple years. We'll get him a hula hoop and a pogo
Ain't
stick.
no boy of mine gonna go pogo. Mm-mm.
It looks cool in Tremors.
Pogo.
Pogo, 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 pogo.
Mike's the singing
pogo,
one
next
tonight.
Say DVDA.
You're right.
So the king gives Jack this mission to go up the hill and fetch a pail of water.
What a shitty mission for a knight. What the fuck? I think they just bullshitted him. He's like, hey, you got a promotion. Now get us some fucking water. Knight.
Can you go make
Knight,
us some tea?
Jackalis.
Get us some coffee, Sir Jack. Hey, Sir Jack, get mine with soy milk, please. But actually, the mission is to go hide the princess
I really
away.
hope nobody falls down that hill.
Oh yeah, because they'll break their head. Is that what happens? They break their fucking heads.
No, it's imagine if that was the fucking Jack and Jill went up the hill. She broke her fucking head.
Oh no, they broke their crowns.
Crown.
That's
Yes,
like your
crown.
head. These kids, these Jack and Jill just got their brains splattered on the side of a mountain or hill. Not even a mountain. It wasn't even that dangerous. It's just a freak accident. Like they tripped and fell and their brains came out.
Fucking goat comes by and eats the brains up.
Man, fairy tales
Jack
are
picks
dark.
it up and smashes it. He's a giant fucking goat
so
smasher.
Jack, with his brains out, getting eaten by this goat, then gets back up and kills the goat. Jack is the guy you want fighting for you.
Well, to be fair, I thought there was a second goat involved. So.
What? Jack is taking out 2 goats with his brains out?
He's a man. He's a knight. That's what they did back then. We're not like they used to be.
No, we can't do that.
Our testosterone has plummeted 30% since 1990, man. We can't fucking fight a goat. Dude, I bet, like, if you extrapolate that, Jack has, like, 10,000% testosterone right now.
You're
he
right.
doesn't need his brains.
Compared to what we have.
Fucking muscles.
Mike is just spouting out his Breitbart facts now.
That's not fair. I don't read that shit. That makes me sad.
The pussification of man. Next you know they'll be wearing dresses they don't even remember ordering.
That's a spit take for me. So the king is worried that Pendragon is gonna, try to kidnap the princess again. So he, because he was the start of the end for testosterone. Yeah. So the king sends Jack on a mission to hide the princess away.
Real mission. All right, cool.
Yeah, not a.
Wait,
not
was
a,
this other mission real, or were you just pulling our chain?
Oh,
Mike.
That's why.
I thought he literally went up a hill to get some fucking water.
That's why I fucking asked, because I knew Mike thought it was real.
Yeah.
I knew he thought that was a real.
You got
thought
me.
It was real too.
You got me. I was like, wait, Angus knew, and now he's asking. I don't know what's going on. I'm drinking.
No, I knew that was bullshit.
Well,
Why? I was the first one to join in with the fucking Jill reference.
So, as they're leaving, the princess's handmaiden is bad, and she sends a crow with the message to tell Pendragon. What's
Why
great?
are there no foot maidens?
Yeah, why?
Oh, Mike's third Google search of the night.
Foot ma-
Oh,
Dude,
that's
that
already
has
on
to-
that's already on a bookmark. So
I was gonna say that's a website. I know it is.
This crow, what's great in this scene is that, like, she barely has control of the crow, and it looks ready to peck the hell out of her hands. It does not want to be held.
Nobody controls the crow, man. He's
Yeah.
back from the dead. He wants revenge.
So now Jack and the princess are on a ship, and these glow witches
They're
attack.
on a boat.
They attack this boat with animated fire. So you see all these creepy witches, same as before, but they have this like crazy blue glow, like not lens flare, but it's like bleached out on the screen.
Are they blue like my guys?
No, it's not makeup. It's a animated effect, but they like bleach out the film, so they're like a bright spot on the screen. Then this three-horned troll thing that's in rags. It attacks the boat, and its big move is to take the sail and then just drop it on all the crew, so they're all trapped under the sail. Excuse me while I turn the page on my notes.
Excuse me while I kiss
Take
this guy.
2 of 15.
Yep.
Oh God, please! I hope not.
And then remember I told you about the big mouth witch with the mouth the size of the face. She just starts blowing wind at everybody.
She farts at him.
Yes, out of her mouth.
Dude, me and TJ have been having like similar one part of the films recently. I also have a wind breather. Wow, that's
All
pretty
right.
wild.
The
Well,
captain.
we did pick the same genre.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
And the effects didn't change for like 30 years.
Yeah, my dude was a wind blower. What the fuck?
Yeah?
Sour ass.
Oh, I didn't.
I don't want to talk about your movie anymore.
What?
The captain gets a cartoon fired overboard, so they shoot the cartoon fire at him, and he falls overboard, and he's dead now. And
Good. Fuck him.
then there's actually this moment where there's this like witch with just like a skull face and holding dead flowers that were burning and smoking, and the way she just like pops up in your face, I actually screamed at the same time as the princess in the movie.
The same like pitch shriek.
Oh yeah, yeah. Just,
Ah! You got me.
So the witches take the princess away, and then the captain who died, he had a kid on board, and the kid is crying over the fact that his dad is dead. And then the first mate is there, and he's just like, ha 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 ha! Well, thank God that's over. We're going home now. And the whole crew is so jolly that this is over, and they're going home.
Well, I mean, they're not wrong.
They're just like,
They
"Ah."
survived.
Yeah.
They're
Who
on a
gives
boat.
shit?
This was like 9 months later. They want to go get laid with their wives and shit.
Yeah. They're like, oh, well, we failed. Let's go home. Yeah. Ah. So Jack is like, no, the king sent us here. And then so they throw him overboard. And then the kid jumps after him.
Oh.
And then, so now Pendragon has the princess in his lair on the island. And then he hypnotizes her with cartoon lights. And she turns into this thing with like green, white skin with yellow snake eyes. So she's possessed
Ew.
by an evil witch now.
Yeah, throw her back. Get another one.
And then the Pendragon,
Broken.
Pendragon goes to the king now just to gloat. Like, I got your daughter. You can't have her. I can do magic. And he like has an illusion of the daughter. And the king tries to hug her and she vanishes. And he's like, ah ha ha. And now he demands that the king abdicate. I burped. And then he like, he's like, oh, well, you think on that. And he goes away. And now Jack and the kid are rescued by some like random Viking guy in furs. And he has a leprechaun in a bottle who speaks only in rhymes. I don't think I wrote any of the rhymes down because no.
I'm a leprechaun in a bottle, baby.
You gotta rub me the right way, maybe. 'Cause he has to rhyme.
Oh, he rhymed.
Yeah, he has to rhyme every single thing he says. So they take Jack to Pendragon's island. So Pendragon sees him coming, and he pulls teeth from a gargoyle and throws them down onto this bridge that Jack is walking across, and the teeth become these soldiers who just sway side to side. And then so Jack has the leprechaun with him, and the leprechaun gives Jack a bone whip, which he whips the soldiers with, and they just turn to smoke.
See, I don't have anything to say because I'm just so enthralled with this little adventure that's happening right now. I'm just like...
I'm trying to get something out of my eye.
Smoke?
I got something in my fucking eye for the last 2 minutes I've been trying to get out.
Not me. I'm just really excited about the climax, to be honest.
So Jack gets to Pendragon's lair to face him off, and the leprechaun gives him this magic spell and a magic sword. So as he recites the incantation and holds the sword up, Pendragon's magic won't work on Jack. So like he gets him cornered, but then Pendragon says the princess is in another castle.
Shut up.
The old switcheroo.
Yeah, she's in like the old castle. He's like, not this is the new castle that I just had built. She's actually back in my old place on the other side of the island. So Jack
She's at the White Castle.
She got munchies from that granary.
She's just getting fucking ripped. She's like, I'm not leaving, Jack. This is perfect. This is paradise.
After I broke my fucking crown, this is all that can cure it of these little burgers.
So Jack goes to her, and of course Jack doesn't know that she's possessed, so she looks normal again now. And so he immediately like tells all his secrets, and he immediately pulls out his leprechaun in a bottle. And then they're back in the Viking's boat, and the Viking and the kid like went to find water. She ends up drugging him in the boat, but then the leprechaun that she wants falls overboard, and she can't find it. And then she hides and gets away as the Viking and the kid return.
Dude, your movie has a lot going on, man.
It does! And it's not that long, so it's like a really jam-packed movie. Pendragon captures the Viking and the kid. And because Jack won't tell him like where the leprechaun is, because he doesn't even know anyway, he turns the Viking into a dog, and he turns the kid into a chimp. And now he leaves Jack alone with the princess, who of course is evil, and she like kind of, when you see her in the mirror, you see her evil side, but she looks normal when you don't see her in the mirror. She's trying to get Jack to give up the.
What does the evil part look
leprechaun
like in the mirror?
It's still like white and yellowish with the snake eyes.
Okay, so
with like different hair.
So she's Asian?
No.
Are you saying Asian women have snake eyes?
Oh, Michael, they don't.
What the fuck?
Oh, okay. I'm in the wrong. My bad.
They do have snake eyes?
Maybe you want to bleep my last name after all.
I'll just edit it to snake eyes.
Dude, that's such a badass last name.
I was gonna say, you sound like a cool assassin. For fuck's sake, change your name.
Snake Eyes.
No dice. So now Jack is alone with the evil princess, and then the chimp kid gets free and unties Jack, and then Jack breaks the magic mirror, which depossesses the princess. And so they run to escape, and they have this part where they go through like a hallway where they have torches up, right? But instead of normal torch holders, they're actual arms. And then the arms now have swords. Like earlier you saw them, they had the torches, but now they have swords, and Jack has to sword fight his way through these hands and everything.
Are their hands just sticking out of the wall with the swords?
Arms, yeah. Arms just
like the arms are like just real people's arms through a wall swinging at them?
Yeah.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he has to fight.
Dude, that's the scariest glory hole I've ever heard of.
If I ever become a wizard with a hallway, I'm going to have him do like fire spells instead. No swords.
So they're going to cast in fire spells.
Yeah, and they're going to be skeleton arms too, so they can't hurt themselves.
Oh yeah, these were armored arms. They weren't.
Yeah, I'm a fucking genius. I'm a way better wizard than Pinkletoes.
Pinkletoes?
Whoever your last fellow is.
Okay.
Pinkletoe.
Tinkletoes.
So
I like that name much more. I am the great Tinkletoes. Bow before.
He just has a little tinkle sound when he says his name. Tinkle toes. Ting-ling-ling. So they get away, all of them, to the beach. And then there's a two-headed giant on the beach. And it ends up cornering them, and they're about to die. But, of course, now the leprechaun washes ashore. And the leprechaun conjures up a 6-tentacled sea serpent to fight the two-headed giant. And so they fight it out. And then the two-headed giant picks up an anchor and beats the 6-tentacled sea serpent with it. But then from up above, the kid, the chimp, the chimp kid, throws rocks down at the two-headed giant so that the 6-tentacled serpent can recover.
If this was a sequel, the leprechaun would have taken him to the hood, and a bunch of black guys would have shot him.
It's really awesome when the 6-tentacled sea serpent chokes out one of the giant's head to the point where it just passes out and it's dead, and then it bites down and chomps down on the second neck, and then it's done. And it kills the two-headed giant.
Can you imagine if like you were like a conjoined twin, and like you had like you've seen those girls, right, with the two heads?
Yeah.
But they share the same body.
And you watch the leprechaun kill the other head? That would be freaky as fuck. Yeah, you're right.
I'm saying in general, like, what if the other head just died? Would you just have it like all limp there, hanging on your other shoulder? Or...
Oh, don't their like brains like control different parts of the body? So like like
you'd be half paralyzed,
right?
With a
half paralyzed, and like your kidney wouldn't work or something.
Yeah, I mean they can decapitate her probably.
That's what I'm saying. Like, would you just remove the head?
But
but you gotta remove it,
and then just be paralyzed.
Yeah,
you can't have a necro body, but whatever.
Well, would it though? If the other brain was powering like the heart and the blood flow, it would just be like asleep.
The other side would be fine. Yeah, like I think you would just be paralyzed.
You'd probably just want to like sew up the mouth and put sunglasses on it.
Fucking Weekend at Bernie's, you're dead.
Dude, that's a remake. That's a remake worth making right there. That could be Matthew McConaughey as both heads. I'm down. Holy shit.
So what happens in this movie? One twin has to pretend that the other twin is still alive?
Yeah, absolutely. And so, like, he always has his arm around him somehow, just kind of nodding his head along. And he has a friend, too, like...
But, like, this is the only way they collect their check, like, their disability check, is if they're both still alive, so he has to pretend the other one's alive. It's kind of like Chuck and Larry when they have the gay wedding, but it's his dead brother attached to him. And they have to just fool the social workers.
And his dead brother has the girlfriend, too, so, like, he's got to make that happen somehow.
He has to keep up the fake.
He has to keep up with the girlfriend. And the girlfriend is Zoe Deschanel or something, like, whatever her name is.
Zoe Deschanel? Instead of Matthew McConaughey, can this be Pauly Shore's big comeback movie?
Oh my god. No, wait, what if Pauly Shore plays the dead head and Matthew McConaughey plays the live head?
I think the other way around would be funnier, like with,
yeah, you're right.
Pauly Shore like trying to be him.
Why don't you wake up, conjoined dude?
Oh, we gotta get this out there to Matthew McConaughey. He'd be into it.
I like that we go to him first before Pauly Shore.
Well, I mean, Pauly Shore's a given. Matthew McConaughey's going to be a hard sell.
Well, he doesn't have to do anything.
Pauly Shore is already signed on.
We could probably even just ask him for like a few good headshots and then just digitally like superimpose him onto like a mannequin head attached to Pauly Shore.
Still
like they did with Arnold Schwarzenegger in Terminator Salvation. Like he wasn't there; they just put his face on it. So just just put Matthew McConaughey's face on it.
I think
it wasn't really his face.
No,
they digitally put his face onto someone else. They found a guy
living in Face Off.
I didn't know his face was in that.
They found a guy physically similar to him, and then they They digitized his face and made it look like it did in 1984, young, and then put it on this other guy.
I gotta rewatch that. That was an okay movie.
No, it was terrible.
I think the action in that movie was really top notch. The story had some pretty major plot holes, but I like watching it as a really solid action movie.
I fucking fell asleep twice and never
What?
fucking went back to it. Fuck that movie.
All right.
If it had Pauly Shore in it,
Oh
maybe
my
I would
God.
give it another chance.
Pauly Shore should just be in more films, is what we're trying to say.
I'll
Yeah.
be back.
The Wheeze will be back.
Weasley,
Chillax, man. All right. Is your movie over?
No.
I
They-
forgot where we were.
They still got to get rid of Pendragon. So they're
Alright,
they're
Pendragon.
getting away on a boat, and Pendragon turns into a dragon.
Yeah.
I hope.
So
I
Jack
didn't even catch that at all. Until you said
Pendragon
that.
How
is
the
Yeah.
fuck could you not?
is like
No, it's
Welsh
just-
for like
don't
King
know.
of the Dragons or something.
Oh, okay.
So their Jack sword fights the dragon on the deck of the boat, and then it flies away with Jack on it, and there's he's death defying up in the air, and then Jack cuts off its wing, and it like turns into like cartoon and fire and blood from the water, and then everything explodes, the whole lair explodes. The boat's okay though, and then the Viking and the kid turn back to normal, and they sail away happily. All right, so that's 2 movies down. Now we're going to our third
The
and
best to go.
final movie, which Mike promises us will be the absolute best of the best this week. So, Michael,
He
what do you
doesn't
got?
even know if it's the right theme. to
No,
what he
no.
picked.
Afterwards I realized that I picked it from Wikipedia of specifically sword and sorcery movies. So I'm
Not
Oh,
not a Reddit
now
that
you
included Alexander and Troy and like
Alexander
Kingdom
and
of
Troy had
Heaven
no
as a sword and
sorcery.
sorcery movie.
Kingdom of Every almost had sorcery when that fight. But no.
Almost.
The director's cut is one of my favorite films of all time, though. It's like top 5. I love that fucking director's cut of that movie. It's so good.
What was it?
Kingdom of Heaven.
I've never seen it.
Oh, you have to like.
It's 5 hours
Sword.
long and silent.
It's not
Fuck
fucking
that.
silent. They talk, man. They have sword fights and shit.
That's
And
not talking.
Edward Norton has AIDS and stuff.
Edward
It's
Furlong.
great. Well, he's in there too.
I swear to God, I thought you said N-word Norton.
I did say Edward Norton. He's in
No,
the
I heard
movie.
N-word Norton.
Oh no!
I was like, what the
Oh,
fuck, dude?
That's
You can't say that.
So, anywho,
Yeah, let's
Uh,
let's move right along, please. I don't even know what to say.
this
to that.
episode I further increased my YouTube film knowledge by watching the sword and the dragon. Sword. The sword and the dragon.
The sword in the dragon.
The sword and the dragon.
Why was the dragon
I'm
sore?
I'm sorry. Let me try to say this again. The sword and dragon. There's only one done. in this
Oh,
movie,
that
and
sounds
that's-
like a pub. The sword and dragon, mate.
It's actually a Soviet-Russian film from 1954 that apparently boasts 11,000 horses, 106,000 extras, and editing by Roger Corman. So that's
Oh, God, Roger
that's,
Corman.
Oh,
That's the-
no. Okay.
That's the glory. And also for Angus, this was a Mystery Science Theater film, so you can happily watch this
So
one day,
so
yeah.
this is one
Oh,
of
yeah.
those foreign movies that Roger Corman imported and then cut together, and then probably maybe some of them he filmed new scenes for, but a lot of them he did like new dubbing and stuff, and
Yes,
kind of created
exactly.
a movie that might not even resemble the
It does.
original.
It does because I read the movie, the Russian version, and it does resemble it. It is slightly different, but it's pretty close
Okay.
to it. So
Can I ask him?
yeah,
What year did you say yours was?
1954.
TJ, what year was yours?
1962.
Mine was 2003. This whole genre was most popular during the 80s, and not one of us picked an 80s movie.
That's
for
because
it.
like I wanted. Who was gonna do Conan? Like, come on.
Well,
Or,
I mean,
like,
it
Red
was-
Sonja.
there were other ones.
It was kind
the-
of big in the 60s.
The 80s,
like with
I would say, was
Harryhausen.
the...
No, they made a
Biggest
lot of
for
them,
it.
but they were all, going direct to video and shit.
True.
But, like, when I associate, like, those kind of movies with a time period, I always do
Yeah.
80s.
It's just
It's
because
always like the same 3 movies in my head too. So
Yeah, because they all
including
have, like,
Beastmaster.
they all have, like,
I almost
Quest in
picked
the title.
Beastmaster because I'd never seen it.
Such a great movie.
I've never seen Beastmaster. I would have loved to have heard of it. 'Cause
Oh,
or
yeah.
hear about it, because I've wanted to see it.
Oh, you should watch it. It's good. All right, so we start by being introduced to a bunch of evil Mongolians.
What the fuck was that?
What was that?
That was an evil
Stone
Mongolian.
Cold
Don't
Steve
worry
Austin
about
walk
it.
in? What the hell?
That was a sword dragon. That was Jack breaking his crown.
Oh. So a bunch of evil Mongolian savages with a claymation dragon that destroy a pristine land because they are evil non-white bastards is basically how this movie starts.
Is that like an on-screen text?
No, it's just you kind of get that idea of why this is happening. We pan to a small village that lives in constant fear of invasion, and then bam, they get invaded because the bell tower boy yells, "They are coming!" right as they rumble through the gates, like literally at the same moment.
Do they ride the
Always
dragon?
trust your gut.
Did they what?
Do they ride the dragon?
No, the dragon is now done until the end of the movie.
So they just chase the dragon.
The dragon just appeared to show you that they have a cool dragon.
They're doing heroin?
No heroin in this film, as I'm aware. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, not till the
So
end.
they're chasing the dragon.
Oh, and then the cool part of the Mongolians is they do things that are like very Mongolian, like go, and they go, they do that a lot.
Those are actually
A
sound
lot.
They
clips
rape.
from the movie.
So anyway, they steal a blonde and rape and pillage the whole village, and that's
Sweet.
what they do. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Afterward,
Pretty cool.
Afterwards, we meet a really badass knight with a really cool blonde steel horse, and he's also
What?
like 50 feet tall and has a magic sword.
50 feet tall?
yeah.
And he has a
He's a
blonde
giant-
silver horse?
How
Steel
big is the
horse.
horse?
Steel.
The horse is a giant steel horse too. He's like a giant steel horse and a giant tall man.
And a giant. 50 feet tall.
Unfortunately, he was tired or something and turned into stone immediately before doing anything cool at all.
Wait, what the fuck? How do you
So that's
you
it
turned
for
to
him.
stone for being tired back in the day?
I guess so. He was because they
Giant?
told the story of how awesome this guy was, and now he's old, and he's just like, I'm done, and that's it. Luckily for us, some pilgrims were around, and he was like, "Take my sword and give it to someone cool," and they did.
Give it,
so that's
give it
cool.
to someone cool, man.
They said
This
it
is
in like
the
you know.
story of Green Lantern.
So the pilgrims find this other dude who can't move, and they give him water and tell him to pray, and he's like, "Cool, I'm doing that, but I'm also paraplegic still, and so this doesn't help me at all." But then like he goes to sleep for a little while, and he fantasizes about all the women in his village that were raped and killed by the Mongolians, and then just like that, he can start walking again.
So this is a dream,
said-
not a nightmare that he had?
yeah, no, he said
No, no, no,
fantasize.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just no. There was no dream. This is actually so. This guy was in the village that was first pillaged by the Mongolians, but they didn't kill him. I guess for some reason they just let him live, and so now the pilgrims show up and give him magic water, and then he has a dream about what happened like last night,
But-
and then
Do you understand the difference between like fantasy and like
In
night-
reality?
yeah,
But
yes.
you said like the rape and everything is a fantasy.
No, I didn't. Hang on, no. So this
Wind
that
it back.
happened,
Roop, roop,
right?
roop, roop, roop. Yep, see,
No,
here
okay.
is fantasy.
So
Am I wrong?
rape-
Is that what I heard?
No,
or
hang
not?
on. Let me retalk it. The rape and pillage of the
Retalk
village
it.
happened.
Retalk.
Okay, so that happened.
I love that
Except
phrase. I want to use that.
Rewind.
What?
He said, let me retalk it. I love that word, retalk.
Hey, thank you.
Let me retalk
So
that.
anyway, so they just let this paraplegic guy live, right? That all happened. And
Yeah.
now, like, after he's given water, he goes to sleep and just has a dream about that happening last night over again. And then when he wakes
You
up,
said
he's
fantasy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Like that was his
Yeah.
desire and his hope.
No,
Yeah, it was
no.
To rewatch them get
Yeah.
You're
raped
right.
and pillaged.
I mean, it made him fucking walk again, so it's kind of a fantasy. It got him rolling again.
This is like the type
Got
of
the
guy
blood
who like
flowing.
rewinds that moment in Sophie's Choice. Just like, ah!
And so the pilgrims give him the cool sword, I guess, because they just wanted to fuck off, and they
You
did.
need to
They gave him
know.
the
You're the
sword
one
and
who
they
watched
left.
this movie.
Okay, they give him the sword and they fucked off, and we never see the pilgrims again.
Okay.
So these are and he's like he's very vigorous. So he's full of vigor. What does that mean? Like he has a lot of vigor, you know?
Yeah, we get it. We get
So,
it.
yeah, you get it. So, well, just to
I'm
show
hip
it to
to
you,
that.
he starts uprooting trees and slinging giant fucking boulders around to show all the people of the village how cool and great he is. And all the simple villagers agree that he is pretty awesome.
How does that help the villagers? Let me rip up some trees.
Oh, well, the villagers
he just took away all their shade.
Yeah.
No, the villagers are what do you call those
throwing
people?
shade.
That they farm the land.
Throwing shade at him.
No, he helps them because they're farmers, so he like gets rid of the rocks and the shit like that.
Here, less oxygen, you fucks. I'm killing the trees.
And so the villagers bless him to go kill the Mongolians, and they say things like, the eagle soars again. And then his dad gives him a horse named Charcoal Gray, and he tells his son that if he bathes this tiny horse, because it's a tiny horse that like goes up to his knees, that God will make him grow. And it works. Like he goes and bathes his horsey, and it turns into a giant horse, except it's a black horse.
How does he do it?
He gives him a bath 3 times.
Dude, it's
and
like one of those like little sponge like dinosaurs.
Yeah,
you get it wet and it grows.
It became big. Yeah, it's great.
He does at the dollar store.
God, it's great. So he heads on to his journey, and a crow tells him where to go if he wants riches, a wife,
the crow,
or death. So,
wait, riches, a wife, or death?
Yeah, those are his 3 options.
Oh.
And because he's a badass with a cool sword, he chose the road to death. He's so cool.
It's just a little like cliff, like blah. Here you go.
His first challenge is a stubby man with blackface that blows tornadoes out of his mouth. But our hero gives his horse a speech, so instead of like running away, the horse faces the strong wind mightily. And then the hero throws a rock at the stubby fella and takes him to his king for judgment. So he kind of gets.
So he doesn't even like defeat the guy. He's like, "Nah, you're gonna go to the king. You're going to jail."
Nah, he grabbed him by his scruff like a cat. I'm going to.
You're gonna go face trial.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
For being stubby and blowing wind.
Yeah, there's a lot of wind. It's very blowy. Almost knocked him off his horse. So we meet the king, and the film for a few minutes becomes like a slapstick comedy where like fat women fall off trees and break rocks that they land on and shit like that.
That guy should have moved him.
That sounds awesome.
And this guy is being judged by the king, but he gets out of judgment by making a joke about stealing horses or something like that. But he makes the king laugh, and the king throws a feast. And
I want to know what this joke is.
I couldn't quite catch it. I don't know what his joke was. I didn't write it down. He made a joke, and I didn't get it. And everyone was happy, so... Our hero comes in, and he's really, like, snide and shit like that, because he captured the Wind Demon. And then, like, the Wind Demon... Oh, shit, I forgot where I am in my notes. Oh, yeah, and then he makes the Wind Demon show everyone his cool powers. And,
you were going to say cool powers?
And, like, it blows everyone away. And the king is just, like, clapping, and he thinks it's great. And he thanks our hero for bringing the Wind Demon to him, and he gives him a cool ring to go along with his cool sword.
Does it get bigger when he washes it?
No, he doesn't get bigger. He just maintains size. Then the king and his like prince or something like that, and our hero, they each call each other friends and brothers, and the hero gets cool armor too, so he gets a bunch of cool shit going on right now. Then out of nowhere, Jabba the fucking Hutt appears, like a good 20 years before Star Wars. Yeah, that's exactly the noise he made, which made me call him Jabba the Hutt. This giant slime thing is kind of dressed like Aladdin, and he speaks really good English. And after like a minute of like
Jabba the Hutt in a glittery blue vest.
Yeah.
On a carpet?
On a carpet, he's being carried by his slaves.
Yeah.
After a minute, he really just looks like a really fat Asian in a fat Asian suit. But the initial impression is really well.
What were his eyes like?
I don't know. Like, kind of like... I guess
eyes?
like a snake. I don't know. Snake eyes, yes.
That's what I was waiting for.
I knew that's what you were going for. I didn't want to say it.
They were like cats, but more reptilian.
More Asian-y.
Oh, dude.
So our hero kills him quickly, and then everyone continues to praise our hero. and tells him that he's the best. And then he gets an awesome lance and even nicer armor, even though he just got armor.
I like that he keeps upgrading like a video game.
Dude, he keeps getting cooler as shit. Yeah, this guy's great.
It's got the guy pre-ordered it, so he got codes for all the cool shit early.
He had the DLC like, pre-ordered.
That's why everybody gets mad at him later. It's just like he had more money. Then the king sets him off to an important quest to fetch water from the hill.
What?
Shut up!
No.
Fuck you!
No, that didn't happen. All right.
Oh, you got me.
I did. He did send him on a quest, but he did it to go kill the Mongolians. And so he does that, and then he like meets like 3 Mongolians on the road, and they're splitting their earnings. And they also have a maiden, and he scares them away just by kind of showing up. No, he's just a maiden. Yeah.
Then they ran to the hills.
They did run to the hills, actually. They ran away to the hills. So after this scene, we meet a Disney princess singing and picking apples and mushrooms, and all the animals love her and shit like that.
And mushrooms.
It's a really cool scene with like half real animals and half animatronic squirrel things. And except there's a real fox, and you can tell he's freaked out by all the fake animals because he's like
what does the
hissing
fox
in the corner
say
the whole time. And that's what he does. And this is the same. The Disney chick is the maiden.
That was terrible.
I'm proud of myself for that one.
No, I'm unproud of you. So
yeah,
you're a negative.
I would disown you if I could.
You're not my co-host anymore.
So it's been like
on me.
We can find a new host, a robot computer or something.
You're gonna make a robot do my part?
So anyway, he's married to this chick, and it's like several years later. This movie doesn't do time good, but now it's later, so time went away. So anyway, he's married to her, and like several years happen, and then like, he finally goes off to kill the Mongolians, and his army gets fucking wrecked, like super fast. Like it's like a 3-minute scene of him just getting fucking his shit pushed in. And because this happened, the king was very upset and banished him for sucking for 4 years. But it turned out that one of the king's men was a traitor who told the Mongolians where his army was going. And then the hero and the king like yap at each other back and forth, and then he finally sends them away to the dungeon. Back. And then the army gets all pissy and deserts the palace. And then the king gets pissy because his army deserted, and his wife calls the king stupid. He's like, "You're stupid. That guy's awesome." Which made the king more pissy, as you can imagine. Then we get back to the yellow faces who talk about destroying the kingdom now, which makes I mean that like they're actually wearing yellow face.
Okay.
Yeah, they actually have like a weird shit to them.
Yeah, they were Asian.
They just had a
in
little,
the 50s,
little racial insensitivity to them. I don't know how to describe it.
And now they talk about going and destroying the other king's village or state or whatever the fuck country. Country.
Places.
Thank you. Because they make the heroes locked up now. We get a cool scene next where the Mongolian king is like really confused by why the woman he stole doesn't want to have sex with him. Like he stole the hero's wife again. This happened again. And he almost kills her and does the thing.
You do that
thank you. To his credit, he refuses to rape her for some reason. So that's nice of him.
Dude, hold on. You do this all the time, where you're confused why somebody didn't rape somebody.
He's a Mongolian king. It's historically inaccurate. Is all I
just don't like the way that you're always dumbfounded by it. Like, what the hell?
Like, if it were me,
okay, wait.
Dude,
if I was a Mongolian king and you two were my Mongolian princesses,
it could have just been a bad day.
Well, he actually had her for a year or two.
Like, maybe he'd been eating like Mexican and he had like bubblies, and he's just like, no, not in the mood now.
Right. If he had her for a year, like you don't know what happened those other 364 days.
No,
could've been
no,
Central.
no. They haven't had sex yet. She said so. You'll never get me. And what kind of man would you be if you took me without my permission? And he's like, that's when he did this thing. So
I don't know.
So I
It just
know,
seems like a gentleman to me. I don't know.
well, he is a gentleman because
okay.
again, he doesn't do that thing. Instead, he takes her 5-year-old boy
And rapes the shit out of him.
That was
The
bad timing.
gentlemanly thing to do.
That was really bad timing on my part. Instead of rape, he teaches the son how to fight. So the son becomes a
How
fighter.
to fight him from fucking his ass. You think you can take this old man on? Oh,
So after the training montage, the story
Montage.
the story is 10 years later, and we're showing this because the 5-year-old boy turns into an 18-year-old boy. Although the
You wanna
entire
fuck me now, dude? Come on, fucking try it, pussy.
But the rest of the world stayed the same. It's just the
Hold
boy
on,
turned
wait,
18.
whoa.
Yeah.
You said he was 5 years old. 10 years later, he's 18.
Well, I guesstimate here. I don't know. Movie magic. Fine. He went from 5 to 15.
Okay.
That's a decade later. All right. A farmer's decade. 13 years.
A farmer's
right?
decade.
That's how I've never heard TJ more disappointed than me.
I'm just trying to recover from the whole, like, I went away from the mic. I didn't have anything to say.
All right. Out of the system. All right. So, our hero now has been locked away for the whole 10 years with no food or water.
What?
But he's still just... no
It's
food or water.
impossible.
Well, not... that's why this is a
Did he turn to
sorcery film.
stone?
No!
That's
No, he went
stupid.
to
If he
sleep
didn't
for a
turn to
little bit.
stone, that's just stupid.
Well, I am getting there. It turns out his wife made him a blankie that every time he unwraps it, makes a giant feast. So he ate imaginary blankie food for 10 years. So that's how he...
That might be one of my favorite, like, string of words ever on this show. Imaginary blankie food.
All right,
he's
whoa. Wouldn't the guards, like, wonder how, like, why he's still shitting?
Right?
and
Yeah,
pissing?
like, how is this guy not dead?
I don't know what happened to the guard. The guard was on the other guy's payroll and nobody cared.
Oh, they're like, he's eating
just
rats and sucking their blood.
Well, I just assumed he's dead. I think they stopped guarding his door. So now he's pissy too because he's been, in the dungeon for 10 years. But he does agree to fight the Asians. So anyway, the budget ran out and the good guys won. So that's nice. That's what happened next. We see a bunch of dead people laying around. But then a weird thing happens. The next scene, the king and the hero are yapping about the battle that's about to come, and which made me rewind the movie twice. And I think just the editor fucked up because, like, the ending happened anyway. Like, they didn't show the battle and everyone won, and then the battle happened. So that kind of spoiled the movie for me. So let's continue from that. And next also this was like a 5-minute scene of a naked, unattractive Asian chick dancing on top of a really large drum that was being held up by a bunch of naked dudes. The whole scene had no sense whatsoever, but it happened.
Did you actually see, like, parts?
No, they were all dressed.
But you just said they were
woman
naked.
and
Wait,
the men. Everyone was dressed. I mean, okay, I guess I said naked, but they were wearing
You
loincloths.
did. You totally
They were
did.
wearing
say
long
naked.
tops?
Loincloths?
Oh.
You could, like, on their butts. Yeah, they were topless. They were
Loincloths on their
topless.
butts.
You just went from everybody being naked to they're dressed very properly
Yeah, I mean,
for the
you're
time
right.
period.
You're right. The 1950s. They were
I
naked
can't
for the
believe
50s.
any of the shit you say anymore, dude.
Yeah, why is that, Angus?
All it
Because
takes is a simple fucking question and you cave immediately I guess loincloths,
Like-
not fucking dick
I mean, they were naked enough. What do you want me to... I'm sorry I fucked up the loincloth
the story changes under any scrutiny.
Yes, immediately, every time.
Like
You mean this one part of this movie?
Like they were naked. I didn't hear that. Could you retalk that? They were dressed fully appropriately. They were dressed.
Fully.
No, they weren't fully dressed. They were in
loincloths.
Right.
They were crouched in loincloths. They were naked enough for purposes of me speaking about them for half
So
a
there was
second.
no nudity, and they just showed skin.
That's right.
They were fully naked.
I'm sorry I got you aroused.
No, they were
about
wearing
the
business
naked men.
formal.
which might as well be naked.
So much.
Oh, and they were wearing loincloths only. They were naked enough.
So much right now.
And that's the end?
No, I have 2 more lines.
2 more lines. Okay.
2 more lines.
10 words. Go.
All right. Then the young kid who's now 15, who's now 15,
Whatever.
fights the hero who is his dad, and they hug, and everything is fine. And then basically the good guys win. And then that's my movie, The Sword and Dragon. The end. Fucking cunt.
Did this really happen or not? We don't
I
know.
hate you.
Directed by James Cameron, edited by Roger Corman from 1954, Russia. All right, so let's just move right along. We'll go into our next segment.
I still want to bring up Monster Dog. You couldn't fucking say anything I was wrong about.
We did.
Throw that out there again. No, not a single thing.
So we'll move right into our next
bullshit.
segment where we all
Or
sell
you
our
can,
movies.
Apologize to me on the pod
In our
for lying.
best
That's okay.
bullet points.
No, I'm just saying. I don't like you lying about Monster Dog.
I'm not saying.
I just feel like you're
I'm not
lying
even
about
talking about Monster Dog, motherfucker.
I brought up Monster Dog.
I asked if these people were naked, and you said
they
no.
were wearing loincloths.
You said they were naked,
That's
and
not
then
me
you said they
lying.
were
It's
dressed,
just
and then
they were
you said they were wearing
loincloths
loincloths,
instead
and
of
then you
being
said they
naked.
were naked enough, and then you said there was no nudity.
I'm sorry I said the men were naked.
Okay.
You actually got me excited to watch this movie for these naked men.
I know, and I was wrong to excite you in such a way.
And then you pulled the loincloth over my fucking head.
All right.
I still love you, buddy.
We'll now move to our best bullet points, or in Mike's case, best bullshit points. Angus, you were first, so what's really going to sell us on Lord of the G-Strings?
Well, obviously, we know what kind of movie mine is. Lots of tits, lots of, just bare tits, wearing bikinis with them never coming out of them. Because that's what that means. He's so fucking mad! He's not even talking, he's so angry!
What?
You!
Why am I? I'm not angry. What's wrong? What happened?
Because I'm totally making fun of you.
Oh.
I can't breathe.
He's so...
My mouth hurts from laughing.
Alright, no. I have 8 sets of...
My employee texted me, I'm going to kill myself, so I started looking at my phone. So I'm sorry. I thought he was serious. Well, he's suicidal, so I thought he was serious. But I guess he's joking. I don't know. I'm putting my phone away. I can't...
Hold on. No,
we're good. We're good. I had to look, though. I was like,
are we
what the
about
fuck?
to podcast your employee's death? Are we keeping this?
I don't care. He was kidding about something, and I hate him. Anyway, I might have my
Don't
phone
say
in front
that.
of me.
He'll fucking kill
talking
himself if he hears this.
He doesn't fucking listen. I tried to get him to listen.
Yeah, I'm glad he doesn't. You're fucking promoting his goddamn suicide.
Yeah, right?
You're right.
Saying, fuck it. I hate him.
He's like, Mike, I think I'm going to kill myself. He says back, fuck it.
That's...
Mike, before I die, I want to listen to one podcast before I go. What should it be?
Hey, listen to
Not
this
this
episode.
one.
I talk about you.
Right, I'll just say
man.
it. Do it, pussy. If you're listening, I think you're not a man unless you kill yourself.
Oh my! I disagree.
No, do it.
I'm gonna.
I
If
want
he
Mike
kills
to hire.
himself, I can't see you in Dallas.
I'm gonna
so,
disagree
he's
as
gotta-
well. So by 2 out of 3 ain't bad logic. And now
Yes.
and then by majority vote, our show is firmly anti-suicidal.
I will text him that after the episode is
You're
over.
gonna text him that 16-ounce cinema is anti-suicide.
Well, should I not tell him I brought this up? He texted me in the middle of the episode. I don't know what to...
Well, hopefully you don't say his full name too, you fucking piece of shit. Oh, man.
Let's talk about your selling point to me.
Alright, so my movie had a lot of tits, and, like, a bunch of those, like, naked women, they were really suicidal, and a lot of the throbbits just told them to fucking do it. Like, they should just fucking end it all right now. Because their boss doesn't give a shit, and he'd rather make fun of them on a podcast.
Are you saying I should get off the phone? Is that what you're doing?
Wait, you're on the phone with him right
Sounds like a fucking...
No, I'm on the phone with you guys. He was just texting me.
Woo!
This is a
He's
dark.
fine. I'll get him later.
Dark
He's
This is
episode.
my favorite thing that's ever happened on the show.
If we ever all go down for an episode, it's this one.
Oh, fuck.
Hey,
I'm
I'll
done.
make
I don't even know what I said. I said tits. I'm done. That's my
Tits.
bullet points.
Okay.
All right, TJ.
So my best bullet points, basically, we kind of already touched upon it. Mike, you said it yourself, is that it's got a lot going on. It's very fast paced. There's a lot of imagination to it. There's a lot of variety to it. Even if the effects are dated and some of them are kind of half broken, it's still a lot of fun to watch. The action scenes for being 1962 are actually really like engaging and enjoyable. So overall, yeah, it's a good feel-good movie that really sells the magic.
Okay, cool.
Very uplifting. I like that.
Yeah.
That's enough to cure my depression.
You gonna say you're gonna keep yourself alive for the episode now?
Yeah, I think I know a certain person I could recommend this movie to.
Yeah. It'll get him another 93 minutes of life,
All right, so my main
including credits.
Don't watch it at 1.5 speed.
Oh shit!
Unless you got a train to catch.
Holy shit!
Come on, ride the train. You're at it. Oh, fuck. I'm crying, guys.
At the loss?
The last...
All right, so my selling point that no one's gonna listen to
I'm here, bro.
is,
I got you.
I'm here.
is
for
the entire final battle that finally happened at the end of the movie. A lot of cool things happen. We have the Asians running around.
Wait, I thought you
being
said the
Asian-y.
budget ran out.
Let's see. Wait, it did run. No, I did. Hang on.
Let's
Hang
see.
on. Hang
I
on.
think I'll rewatch my
Let's
movie.
go back. Let's go back. I said the budget ran out, and then I said, wait, what just happened? Because they're talking about the battle, and it's just fucked up that that the editing was fucked up. I'll even show you a picture of my notes if you like. All right. So anyway, the final battle that I'm going to put online so TJ doesn't fucking yell at me again. We have the Asians. We have the cool dragon with the 3 heads and breathes fire.
Sounds like a gang war.
It is a gang war because,
Sweet.
and the white people, guess what the white people brought? They brought boats on land. And, like, they showed the dudes carrying the boats with other dudes in the boats. I don't know why this happened, but this is actually part of my selling point.
I don't know if this happened.
I wish I could hit you from
So they're on land, but the land was more watery, kind of like a sea.
How many people have to carry a boat full of people?
6.
How big is it?
There were 2 boats, and they had
How
6
big are
people
these
carrying them
boats?
each. I don't know, smallish. I don't know. They had a sail and like 3 oars each.
And they
How many
weren't
people were
boats;
on
they
the
were
boats?
planks.
They were boats. They had a sail and shit. You can't put a fucking sail on a plank, TJ.
Haven't you
Technically,
ever
you
seen
could.
Huckleberry Finn?
No.
They got a sail on that raft in some.
They made me read it in
adaptations.
high school. That's about it.
They won't let
anyway.
you read it anymore.
Yeah.
Edward Norton's in it.
We probably can't talk about that book on the show.
Oh my god, I have 2 sentences left. Anyway, one of the land boats had a giant spear that knocked the dragon to the ground. and then the dragon burned a bunch of people up, and then our hero comes up with a sword, like smashes him in the back of the neck with it, and then like jumps off and slashes his head off. And then after he kills the dragon, we see like these white guys like kill this Asian guy with like 6 spears, which was really cool. And then that was my selling point for this movie, the final battle. That did happen eventually.
Good.
Thank you.
Sweet.
All right, so that brings us to our main event. The reason there is a 16-ounce cinema.
Ding, ding, ding.
This is the moment where we relate all of the movies that we watched to Paul W.S. Anderson's 1997 classic Event Horizon in a segment called The Horizon Shift. So Angus, you went first, and it's your turn to go first on that Horizon Shift.
All right. Well, my Horizon Shift is... So, my little Throbbits were on a journey, right?
Sure.
They were on this long journey to, like, destroy the evil and shit.
For some reason, I have no patience for you right now.
Why? What did I do?
I don't know.
He hates porn.
What the fuck?
He hates porn, dude. That's all it is. You can't watch porn.
Like, I just imagine he's Cato Nine-tailing his fucking back right now because of this fucking conversation. Because he's not allowed to hear about porn anymore.
My back is itchy.
And he's like...
Alright, so they have to travel this long distance, kind of like the way the Lewis and Clark had to travel a long distance to the Event Horizon, right?
I feel ya.
And then the main character turns out to take the evil. Like, the evil overcomes them and, like the power, like, betrays them. Well, not betrays them, but, like, overpowers them to where they want that power.
Yeah.
So she takes the panties, which I think is, like, taking the fucking evil from the Horizon, Event Horizon, and taking it as your own.
All right. That's one of your better shifts. I like it. Yeah.
So mine is similar. I was kind of focused in on that.
Does it involve panties?
Effect? Yeah, it involves panties. But it's all in the same effect of Dr. Weir basically becoming evil. But you know, the thing is, in the movie, he becomes evil before the other characters realize it. Much like the princess in Jack the Giant Killer, she has become possessed and evil much longer before Jack realizes it. So the same way that Dr. Weir, now of course the princess is redeemed, but still that relates it. And then as a smaller shift to go alongside that is that there's a big moment of basically the evil epicenter exploding and destroying and falling apart. So just like the Event Horizon blew up and fell apart, so did the Pendragon's lair.
Cool.
Michael, it's your turn.
For me, as you can imagine, it's hard to tie in a propaganda Soviet communist film from the 50s to Event Horizon, but here we go.
I tied Lord of the G-Strings to it somehow.
Just because you had difficulty doesn't mean I did not, okay? We all had difficulty.
Fair point. I will let you go, sir.
So the traitor in this film is named Misha Chika, and at one point in the film tells the Asians that if they release him, he will play double agent for them. He's the guy that signals for the invasion to start at the end of the film. Anyway, this guy's a cunt that's trying to murder everyone like himself so he can get gifts and be a hero to a bunch of different people. But really, he's already revered and a rich prince. So, like, why the fuck is he doing this, right? Just because he's a cunt, that's why. But the shift here is that this man, Misha Chika, is actually doing exactly what Dr. Weir does. Hellspace kind of gets in this dude's head, tells him if he sacrifices everyone to a foreign party, he will be happy. He's already a revered scientist at home. Just go to the beach and have some mojitos or some shit. But Dr. Weir is also a cunt, just like this traitor guy. And that's my Horizon shift.
All right. So that just moves us right into voting for our favorite movie of the evening. So Angus, where's your vote going?
honestly, I didn't enjoy any of the three of our movies.
Oh.
I'm sorry. But if I was to go, like, to pick the one that kind of I think was the most funnish sounding, I'd go the one with, like, the two-headed fucking giants and Jack Be Nimble and the pogo sticks. So, TJ, you got my vote.
Awesome. I'm excited for that. I mean, I think it's fairly obvious where my vote's going. Let me just explain why. Is because I've seen a few Russian fantasy movies, and I really enjoy them. I think they have, like, they take that 60s or 50s fantasy look that I like, and then also make it seem even, like, weirder and more magical. And the idea of that, but with all the best, most exciting bits cut together by Roger Corman, just sounds awesome. And also, I want to say that, you know, despite, like, just free fabrications and misrepresentations of the movie, I feel like Mike did, like, one of his best presentations. Just like I think Mike was, like, rocking it this episode. So I'm voting for what the sword dragon.
Okay. I don't disagree with you, but I just want to put one thing out there before this is over because I don't want to forget about it. But, like, you know how Misty Monday was in my movie, right?
Yes.
And we liked her very much back at, like, 12 years ago, whatever
we were 17,
it was.
yeah.
But did you know, like, then I'm not trying to sell you anything, but did you know in, like, one of her movies in 1999, she actually blew a dude on the fucking on screen?
Oh yeah, I was 17 once. So of course I knew that.
Oh, I had no idea. I just found out about it last night, and it fucking blew my mind.
Not very professional.
Lust for the Vampire is the name of the movie.
Yeah. Like, that blew my mind. All right, so, yeah, he isn't fully out of the game, Mike.
I remember movies.
Okay. Yeah, I had no idea. Like, that just blew my mind last night when I saw it.
Blew your mind?
It blew his. Dude had a nice piece.
For me, as much as I enjoyed the little pornography and dildos and shit like that.
Oh shit, TJ.
They weren't barefoot the whole film.
Oh, they were. Remember?
Really, despite TJ somehow making me more angry than anyone else can in the world, his movie was awesome, and I followed it along, and I want to watch it.
Woohoo!
And I vote for TJ.
All right, so I get to pick a theme. I have a few ideas. I have one that's like
voted for you.
Absolutely batshit insane. Do you guys want to go absolutely batshit insane, or should I restrain myself?
Let's
batshit.
go batshit.
All right, but now the caveat with this is that I have a dibs on a particular movie I want to see in this batshit insane theme. Okay, is that fair? Yeah. I can't believe I'm doing this. Madonna.
Oh shit. That's random.
I guess
movie that we
not
can't
so
watch
much
then,
batshit insane, but as far left field as I think we've gone.
That's fucking strange.
Yeah.
Is she in a lot of movies?
Yeah, how many movies has she
done? So I looked. She's in enough that, like, making her a theme is valid. You know what I mean? Because I got worried.
Starring?
Yeah. I got worried that she didn't star in all that many movies, which she doesn't. But there's like 10 or 12 out there. My dibs is Desperately Seeking Susan.
I don't know what that is, so it's all yours.
It's one of her early ones.
Take it.
Huh. All
right. Well, we've been 16 Ounce Cinema. You can find us on... Well, Angus does this part. I was about to step on your toes.
Well, if you want to do it, go ahead, buddy.
No,
you won.
I like you.
You're fucking riding high tonight.
All right. Friend. Well, we've been 16 Ounce Cinema. You find us on Facebook, facebook.com/16 Ounce Cinema. Come on by, like us, follow us. You send us messages. We reply real fast.
Join our new metal group.
Yep, send us a line to join our new metal group. We'll link you up and get you in there. Eventually, Angus will have his big reveal of whatever it is that's coming to the new metal group that we're all anxiously awaiting. We're over there on Instagram. We're not on Twitter. And wherever you want to listen to us, you can find us. And if you don't find us, drop us a line. We'll see what we can do to get on that platform for you. But we're iTunes, YouTube, Google Play Music, Spotify, Podbean, Overcast, all the ones that get the iTunes feed. All of that. So like us, review us, come chat with us. See ya.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Our testosterone has plummeted 30% since 1990, man. We can't fucking fight a goat.
All right. Okay. Before we go on, is this 9 hours long? Oh, yeah. What? For some reason, I have no patience for you right now. Yep. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah, whatever. I'm exhausted.
Creeping on me. Creeping on you.